Welcome back to The Explainer. Okay, today we are unpacking a really exciting development in the world of web development and search optimization. The F9XR team has just launched a brand new open source tool, and it's called the SEO CodeBase Auditor SKILL. If you're a developer, an agency owner, or really just a focused learner trying to understand how modern websites actually rank, you are absolutely going to want to stick around for this.
Think about it like this. What if you took your broken car to a mechanic, and instead of actually fixing the engine, they just handed you a printed dashboard full of red and yellow warning lights, gave you a bill, and told you to go fix it yourself? That sounds totally absurd, right? But honestly, that is exactly how traditional SEO tools have operated for years. They crawl your live website, they hand you a dashboard full of super vague warnings, and then they just leave you to figure out the actual code. Well, today, we are exploring a tool that basically hands you the exact replacement part.
Okay, let's dive into our roadmap for today. We'll be hitting 1. The SEO audit bottleneck, 2. Enter the code-based auditor, 3. The 24-pillar framework, 4. The 5-pass workflow, 5. The fixes delivered, and finally, 6. Ready for AI search. Part 1. The SEO audit bottleneck. So the core problem the F9XR team highlights is that SEO debt gets baked into websites incredibly early. We kind of tend to treat SEO as this totally separate thing from the build itself, right? Like a follow-on project you deal with months later. But in practice, a huge chunk of ranking problems are actually structural. Traditional SaaS audits are expensive. They happen way post-launch on live URLs, and you just get these vague warnings. The F9XR AI skill approaches this completely differently. It's a zero-cost, open-source tool that analyzes your local codebase pre-launch. It reads the actual source code and gives you exact fixes. Part 2. Enter the codebase auditor. So how does this actually work in practice? Well, the F9XR team engineered this to operate exactly where developers already live. You don't have to log into some new software platform. The whole skill is literally just a single open-source markdown file called skill.md. You drop that one file into the root directory of your project, and your AI coding assistant, like Cursor, GitHub Copilot, Windsurf, whatever you use, just reads it. From a single prompt, the AI maps your file tree and evaluates everything locally. And the cost to run all of this? Zero. Literally $0. It just piggybacks on the AI tools already in your tech stack. No monthly SaaS subscriptions, no API rate limits, no annoying setup wizards. Plus, and this is absolutely crucial for security, no data ever leaves your machine. To really put that into perspective, check out this quote directly from the F9XR engineering team. They mentioned they used to spend half a day, like over 4 hours, per client just doing manual SEO audits. Now, they drop this file in, run a single prompt, and what took 4 hours takes under 2 minutes. Talk about a massive reduction in billable hours and friction. It really is a game changer.
Moving on to part 3, the 24-pillar framework.
Okay, so the engine itself doesn't just look for basic stuff like a missing title tag. It uses this highly sophisticated, context-aware framework that actually audits 24 distinct SEO pillars. And here is the really clever part. It dynamically adapts. If it notices it's looking at an e-commerce store, it's going to check for product schema and faceted navigation. But if it's looking at a simple, static HTML portfolio, it actually suppresses those checks so you don't get useless noise. It completely adapts to whatever it's reading. Now, what's really interesting about this framework is how it structures that comprehensive coverage. The 24 pillars are grouped into 4 main categories. You've got your technical foundation, looking at the plumbing like Core Web Vitals. Then content and authority handles internal linking and EEAT signals. Platform and process looks at your specific tech stack, and specialized digs into things like local business schema. It basically gives you a complete 360-degree view of your SEO health.
Section 4, the 5-pass workflow.
You know, if you ask an AI to do way too much at once, it just hallucinates, right? It produces garbage data. So to prevent that, this tool uses a really strict 5-pass workflow. Pass 1 is discover, where it maps out your files. Pass 2 is analyze. Pass 3 is prioritize, to sort findings by actual traffic impact. Pass 4 builds the report, but Pass 5, this is brilliant. Pass 5 is critique. The AI actually acts as a competitor's SEO lead, reviewing its own work to make sure every finding is completely defensible. It literally forces itself to remove weaker findings before you even see them. Part 5, the fix is delivered. So after all those passes, what do you actually walk away with? You get a production-grade markdown report and a CSV file. But the most important piece here is the priority fix matrix, and it is strictly capped at the top 20 items. Capping it is such a smart move because it stops development teams from getting totally paralyzed by hundreds of tiny, insignificant warnings. It forces you to focus your energy on the high-severity stuff first.
And this brilliantly illustrates the whole philosophy of the tool. The fix is the deliverable. Instead of just diagnosing the issue, saying, hey, you're missing a title tag, it hands you the exact copy-paste replacement part. It shows your broken code, and right next to it, the exact HTML or JSON LD you need to drop in to fix it. It is all about action over diagnosis.
And finally, Section 6, ready for AI search. We all know search behavior is shifting massively toward tools like ChatGPT and Perplexity. A website can be technically flawless for Google bots, but completely invisible to an AI answer engine. That's why Pillar 18 of this tool is so cool. It's completely dedicated to AI search readiness. It checks if your content is structured as clear, extractable passages. It runs plain language scoring to make sure your data can be easily parsed and cited by large language models, not just traditional search engines. Which leaves us with this final, really important question. Is your code base structured just to be read by Google, or is it actually ready to be read by ChatGPT and Perplexity? This CodeBase Auditor is a huge paradigm shift. It takes SEO out of those post-launch dashboards and drops it right into the pre-launch workflow where it belongs. I highly recommend taking these insights back to your own projects to see how your code base measures up. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and we'll catch you in the next one.